Good morning, my beautiful people, and welcome back to Sun Up on 7. So just before the break, we went through a whirlwind of couch talk topics that we had to discuss with you guys this morning. But something else that we need to discuss is mental health. And jumping into our first conversation this morning, we have Miss Azalia Larrieu, who's the Vice President of the Mental Health Association of Belize, as well as Miss Tina Gill, who is the Administrator of the Welcome Resource Center. And together, we'll be talking about the upcoming symposium taking place October 16th, and we'll find out what they will be talking about specifically in that symposium. So good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Welcome to our show this morning. How are we feeling this morning? It's World Mental Health Day.
I haven't had my coffee as yet. So.
Awesome. I understand.
So I'm a little grudgeful of.
I understand.
So your number like at 4 right now. You're not in the stronger
Yes.
numbers. Okay. Azalia, you're at where?
I'm good. I brought some coffee.
Okay, so we can talk.
Well, I'm ready.
But the excitement is because, of course, like we were talking about in the intro, that World Mental Health Day is such an instrumental day. It allows people to reflect, to see their actions, to see what they need to as all resources and so forth. But to have that talk, which I'm thinking the symposium kind of really ties in. Tell us a little bit about the symposium, the idea behind that, and what is the theme going on with that?
Right. So it will be on October 16th at the Ramada Princess. And the theme is focused on changing the narrative on suicide awareness.
Ooh,
right. So we wanted to actually have this in September, and then we ended up moving it in October, which would still go well because we're having the awareness of mental health, but we're also having domestic violence awareness in October. So there's a lot of things happening for the mental health in that area. But the Youth Symposium is it's an event that we're having to bring awareness, but also to advocate for suicide awareness. And the entire platform is dedicated to youths. So giving youths that opportunity to talk. Right, so we're kind of putting us outside of all this. The moderator, we're looking for a moderator. I think we've had some people contact us, but we are looking for a moderator right now. The moderator could be someone who is versed in communication. It can be someone who is focusing or majoring in psychology, majoring in social work, right? University of Belize, if you're attending there, St. John's Junior College, if you're at Gill University and you're majoring in this area and you are passionate about mental health, contact us. You can contact us at the Welcome Resource Center as well. But what we want to do is bring together youths. And change the narrative means that in order for us to do this, we need to speak about suicide. It isn't just something that we have thoughts of, right? And it isn't something that is taboo anymore. It happens and it's okay, right? As a mental health therapist, I often tell people, yes, within our confidentiality clause, there is this aspect on whether you think about hurting yourself, someone's hurting you, right? Or you want to hurt someone. But a lot of the times it's okay. Those things won't be reported. It takes that professional person to really assess what is your mental state and find the help that you need.
Right.
Right. So I like to tell people, don't be scared that you're coming here and to tell me that you had thoughts of suicide. Right. Let's talk about it. Let's process what's happening.
Definitely.
Man.
So is this now open to all students or so forth? Like, how is it when it comes to attendance for people?
Right. So we do have, I think it's 6. Yes, 6. We have EPR, ITSAT, Palati, ACC, SC, and Canaan that have representative. And I know ACC, I'm working with them as well. So I know that they're preparing the panelists that's coming on, the youth. They had a mock panel for them, and so they're preparing for this day. So yes, we do have individuals representing from these high schools, and we have invited 12.
12, yes, 12. So we
12
have
high
a total
schools.
of 120 students coming.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Okay,
Okay.
great.
And it's an open event too as well, where if somebody
Yes,
hears
if
the
they
topic.
want to come, yeah. And we're also going to live stream.
Oh,
Yes.
Okay,
perfect.
great.
Yes,
Nice.
yes, we're going to live stream so that those who cannot come to the venue, which will be at the Princess Hotel, they can log in and do a live stream as well.
I love that.
So but it's on October 16th from 1 p.m. to 4:30.
To 4:30.
Yes, and we're going to be picking up the students and dropping them back after school.
Okay,
Nice. I
great.
love that.
And we
Okay.
couldn't have done it without UNICEF.
Yes.
UNICEF is the major sponsor for this event, along with the youth
Department of Youth
Department of
Services.
Youth Services. They're also assisting with the planning, right? So it's
I'm
a
lo-
collaboration.
I'm loving the collaboration and the stressing of the importance
Yeah.
of mental health and changing the view or changing the dynamics when it comes to youth in Belize, because I feel like there are a lot of people, unfortunately, who have already been so shattered. Here we have an opportunity to change the narrative
With
the
young
youths,
people
with
too
the
as well,
young
because I like that
people.
you targeted secondary school, because that's what I'm seeing. There's a lot of prevalence of people struggling too as well. I mean, it's for all ages, of course, you can have people struggling, but I see that there's a push
Yeah.
and a pull between that too as well. And I
Yeah.
realize that the people that are going to be talking are young people too as well. So
Yeah.
even that in itself, I feel like it's well thought out, that we have young people talking to other young people, moderated by a young person that's supposed to, you guys are going to pick a young person. So it's like all really youthful, and now it's going to be more meaningful because of that too as well.
Yes.
And we know that by statistics, the Center for Disease Control has, in 2023, found out that suicide between the ages of 18 to 34 is one of the second leading causes of death
Wow.
for
Wow.
youths. So it is, it's not talked about enough, right?
It really
and
isn't.
youths go through a lot within. We can have mental illnesses, so this can look like maybe just having anxiety, maybe having depression and going through that. But we also have relationship issues, family issues, economic issues happening in the home, right? And the thought of, I don't want to live anymore, right? So it's very important that even as parents, that you find out what's happening in your child's life. And the only way you can do that is by building that relationship and trust,
Right.
with your, ask them how are they today, but ask them more about what's happening, right? Looking for signs of that they may be thinking about suicide, right? So these can be sleeping too much, sleeping too little. Their screen time may increase as well. Usually they do that because they're trying to disassociate from what's happening. They're withdrawing, right? You can look for signs, because even at school, if they're having a hard time at school, we have bullying happening.
Yeah.
Physical abuse may be a part of that. Long term, we have social and emotional, psychological abuse that may be happening within the school system. So really find out what is happening. Did they eat their lunch at school? And not only parents, it takes a community. Even the teachers need to be able to look out for these things as well. So
I had made a point yesterday, especially with the teachers looking out for these things. A lot of bullying I find occurs during the after school hours. You know, you just get out of school, people linger around. So they go home. I think the parents at that point need to pick up it, if the parents are even home, because they might be working as well. And then by the time they reach back to school the next day, it's like a reset. What advice would you give to teachers to look out for students experiencing these things?
right. So one of the major things you want to know is that the brain cannot function, right, if there is trauma happening, right? And a lot of these, when we talk about trauma, it's anything that overwhelms your brain ability, or even your ability to cope, right? Basically, your prefrontal cortex cannot retain information. You cannot make decisions. So that's one of the first things you want to look at, right? They're not listening in class. We talk a lot about these behavioral issues happening. So whether it's trying to be the clown in the classroom, right? Making jokes. You know, that's a lot of that is just trying to sway away from what is happening internally as well. Complaining, a lot of somatic complaints can be happening. So whether it's, and that comes with a lot of anxiety and depression as well. So stomach problems, headaches, right? You want to see that, whether his or her head is on the table for a long time, right? Be very cautious about how you approach it, right? Don't try to shame or embarrass. They're already going through that, It's already an embarrassment for what they have to go through. They're already ashamed of having these thoughts if they do, right? So treat it very carefully. Change from what is wrong with you, right? What is wrong with you? Why are you acting this way? To what has happened to you, right? So just to be a little bit more cautious on that. That's what I would say.
I think that's super instrumental for I'm hoping that, teachers, administrators or so can take note of that. I do know that there are more events that you guys have along the way, and I really like that because I always say we're doing a World Mental Health Day, but there is always more that you can do. So what other events do we have coordinated?
So today is actually World Mental Health Day, and we have 7 schools today who are actually hosting a Rags Day.
Okay.
Yeah, and they're gonna be paint the compass green.
Okay.
So we ask the students to wear the color green, and we ask them to tag the Welcome Resource Center with just fun pictures, videos, making it about mental health. And all the proceeds towards that is going to go towards the Welcome Resource Center.
Oh, I love that.
So the Welcome Resource Center is a non-governmental organization which is directed under the Mental Health Association. So we provide social assistance to those who are experiencing homelessness, mental illness, and substance abuse.
Okay.
So we have about 15 to 20 persons who comes on a regular basis to the center, and we provide them breakfast, we provide them lunch, showers, amenities are there, change of clothes, and just a safe space for them to be in for the day. We're open from Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. And so some of the members that we have, some of them live in what would be called shelter homes.
Okay.
And there are some of them who are actually living on the streets. So they know that they can come to the center and be there to enjoy the safe space there. They can watch TV or they could take a nap. So that amenity is there for them. On October 26th, we will be on Albert Street participating in City Council Super Sale.
Okay.
So sometimes we get, most of the times, I should say, we get a lot of clothes donations. So right now we're preparing to have a stock out there, and we're gonna be selling clothes out there to again raise fund for the center.
Okay.
And then on November 16th, we're hosting a tea and talk.
Right.
So Ms. Azalia can share a bit more on that.
Right. And just to tie this in, the Welcome Resource Center, it's a homeless day center, but I want to also add that if you have a family who is struggling with mental illness, right? These may be schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, any other mental illness, and it's hard and difficult to work with that individual. The center is open. We do take individuals. You have to go to work, right? You don't have anybody to take care of that individual. You can always drop in and have them stay at the center as well. And so a huge part of the center is about strengthening that support system. And that is what the Tea and Talk is about. It's strengthening the support system for families who are caretakers, taking care of their family who may be suffering a mental illness.
Okay.
Right. So we will be hosting it on November 16th, and we're welcoming people at the Welcome Resource Center to come and to see. There's a lot of stereotype that goes with it. Oh, it must be stink because homeless people are there. But no, the homeless center is not like that. The day center is not a center that you're going to think, oh, homeless people. No. It's a very nice place where they're able to watch TV. We do, on Christmas, we have where we do dance activities with them, games. So they're able to do a lot of that social aspect.
And we also invite people to come in. If you just want to come in and let's say play cards with them or dominoes or whatever skill that you feel that you have that you would like to share with our members, you're welcome to come. We also provide weekend pantry for them. So every Friday they get a weekend pantry to hold them over. So if you want to donate food items, that's always welcome. So
We've had
At
schools.
we had schools. Last month was actually a day in last month was National Service Day, and we had some primary school students that came in, and it was a great opportunity because we were able to break down a lot of barriers and stigmas for them. You know, some of the members that visit the Welcome Resource Center are very well known on the streets, and there are stigma and stereotypes that are developed. You know, this fear of homeless people, or, you know, the stigma that when we talk about mental health, our minds automatically go to crazy, you know. So a lot of that we need to break down. So we had some students from St. Luke Methodist, and they were very vocal. And this is the thing with youth. They are very vocal. When you give them that space to speak, they're gonna say what's on their minds. And so we took the opportunity to have them speak to some of the members there that they said that they were scared of, you know, and they were able, because everybody needs to be humanized in our eyes. And I think that the homeless population is not humanized in people's eyes, you know. So that was a great opportunity.
Christina, as we're coming to, well, I have one final question for you. People want to donate to the Welcome Center. How can they do that? Do you have a number to contact?
Yes, we have our contact number is 202-2511. And we also have our Facebook page, the Welcome Resource Center. So you can definitely contact us there, or you can, if you want to send an email, it's the Mental Health Resource Center at gmail.com. So you can always reach out to us.
Okay, great.
And to go back to the TN Talk, we will have only 50 tickets out for sale.
Okay.
Those should be out very soon. So we're inviting people to purchase, you know, contact the Welcome Resource Center, purchase and come in. We will have guest speakers who are going through these issues at home. How do they deal with it? So it's not only, it's this support system that we will be creating. You know, we will have games, we will have different pastries and all the goodies that you can think about and enjoy. So it'll definitely be a great space for you to talk about what's happening.
What is the cost of the tickets?
I don't think
we have set it
as yet.
But they can follow the Resource Center's Facebook page as well as
and
call into as well and get information. And like you said, there's 50 set that we're not going over that threshold. So for people that really want to make sure they can give back, they can see what's happening too as well, make sure you stay tuned because they're going to post up the tickets and post up everything too as well for you to be a part of. As we're wrapping up, is there any final remarks, anything that we left out?
Just want to invite people to tune in, follow the Welcome Resource Center Facebook, you know, and tune in to the Youth Symposium. Right, so it should be live through the Facebook as well. And you know, to look out for when the TN Talk tickets and to support us. If you are a mental health practitioner and you want to be a part of these events. The Youth Symposium, we have set a part in which we can we'll have youths that are able to make that contact with a mental health practitioner. Right? And mental health practitioners vary. So again, if you psychology, social work, you know, call us, contact us, be a part of this counseling if that's your area. But what I want to do is kind of merge that gap.
Right.
You know, it takes to find your therapist, it takes that connection as well in that time. So I'm hoping that we can do that. So please contact us if you're a mental health therapist, and let's see how we can get youths involved in all this.
Love it. And please stay tuned, follow the Facebook page, guys. And if you can make a stop in, render some services, or you know somebody that would be really instrumental to render some services, donate food items, clothes, anything that you think would be really pertinent, but good quality too as well, because don't give anything that you don't think you would also be using. Really, it's something to give back. Today, the World Mental Health Day, so if you want to think about how you can do something nice, we already know, contact the Welcome Resource Center and get that donation in
Right, I put the number and the email and the Facebook page in the chat. So just have a look out for that as well. And when we post up the segments online, we'll have those for you as well. So we go to our next commercial break. When we are back, we have SJCJC students majoring in psychology coming in, talking about the balance between work and school. How do they do it? Stay tuned.
Great.
Awesome.